BodyBags, where horror lies.
Welcome back to Body Bags. This is week number 533. This is a label week, and the label is Echo Bridge, which, to most of you, are famous for their multi-packs. But they do have some individual releases as well. One of those being, my pick, of course, is Nightshade. I'll be your host, Jason from Horrific Nightmares. Alright, Nightshade is a 2022 film which runs approximately 90 minutes and is written and directed by Landon Williams. Now this stars Dina Meyer as Dr. Amy Collins, Lou Ferrigno Jr. as Detective Ben Hayes, and Jason Patric as Randy Bell. Now this was also known as Black Nightshade until it got its final title, which is Nightshade. Okay, this is an interesting one for me, and I had several. None of them had been done because, I mean, let's face it, Echo Bridge movies aren't usually that popular, unless you're talking about Godzilla vs. Biollante, which costs a fortune. But, most of them really aren't that popular. And all the ones that I had presented had never been done. The reason why I picked this is I've always been a Jason Patric fan, and this had Lou Ferrigno Jr., so I was really curious to see what he had to offer as far as acting. Now this, once again, is not listed as a horror film, but it is about a serial killer. It has plenty of horror elements, and right off the bat, you find a guy out burying his wife in the backyard with a pentagram with candles lit. And apparently his daughter's out there trying to take something that belonged to the mom. Now that of course is put aside for a while. And then you have Lou Ferrigno Jr., who plays a detective. And he is investigating the serial killer who has a method, which is basically burning off the fingerprints and of the victim, and kind of delaying the police in finding out exactly who these people are. So it's more or less a person who knows how to get away with stuff. Now he of course is married, loves his wife very much, and he is in therapy. The reason he's in therapy is because him and his wife had lost a baby earlier in that year. And he's having trouble coming to grips with that. It's affecting his sleep. He's not sleeping that well. He's having these really bad nightmares. And these nightmares, he thinks he's having visions of what's happening with the serial killer. So, as the story goes along, you find 2 or 3 more people that have been killed. And he's trying to get closer and closer to the serial killer to find out who it is. Now, Dina Meyer plays his psychiatrist, and she's very interesting in this. And when I tell you that this movie was kind of a little slow for me, and then you get to the end, the explanation and the last act of this film, while it has a couple plot holes, they're very minor, but the explanation is pretty freaking cool, how they tie everything together. It almost felt like a giallo in a way. Of course, it's not a giallo because it wasn't made in Italy, and it doesn't have the typical tropes. But the explanation is very detailed and very extensive. And like I said, it changed my view on this film. Being slow and kind of a slow burn and working up to what you're trying to tell as a story sometimes works, sometimes it doesn't. In this one, I felt it worked. And overall, I was kind of impressed. Now, Jason Patric has a very, very small part in the film. Lou Ferrigno Jr., his acting is not bad. I wasn't sure exactly what I was expecting from him, but overall his acting was okay. Little quick story. I was at a Comic-Con one time, and I regret this. This is one of the few things I regret in my life. Lou Ferrigno, his father, was there signing stuff, and he had no one at his table. Now, granted, I live in Maryland, and the Comic Cons are in the city, and I walked by a few times, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if I just chickened out or if, because I'm not really big on meeting celebrities. I just never have been. Most of my interactions have been by accident. But I don't know. Just something told me not to go to that table. And I do regret it because it would have really been nice to talk to him and meet him. And yeah. But anyway, Nightshade is not a bad film. Now, like I said, you're going to look at it. If you look at it up on IMDb, it's not going to say it's a horror film, but I disagree. It has quite a bit of horror elements to the film, especially in that last act. So check it out. And remember, guys, physical media matters. And until next time, peace.